severe cyclonic storm Shaheen is a currently active tropical cyclone that originated from the remnants of cyclonic storm Gulab. It is over the Arabian Sea threatening Oman and United Arab Emirates. After recently impacting Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and West Bengal in India is Gulab. Gulab is the third tropical cyclone and the third named storm of the 2021 North Indian Ocean cyclone season, as well as the fourth named storm of the season after its reformation in the Arabian Sea as Shaheen. The cyclone's origins can be tracked back to a low-pressure area situated over the Bay of Bengal on September 24, 2021. The system quickly organized, with the India Meteorological Department upgrading the system to a depression on the same day. On the next day, the system strengthened into a cyclonic storm, and the IMD assigned it the name Gulab. On September 26, Gulab made landfall in India and weakened overland, before degenerating into a remnant low on September 28. The system continued moving westward, emerging into the Arabian Sea on September 29, before regenerating into a depression early on the next day. Early on October 1, the system re-strengthened into a cyclonic storm, and the IMD gave the storm the name Shaheen. After being renamed, the storm gradually strengthened as it entered the Gulf of Oman. The name Gulab, suggested by Pakistan, means rose in Urdu, Hindi. The name Shaheen, provided by Qatar, means falcon in Arabic. The system overall brought heavy deluges and winds throughout India and the Middle East during its total lifetime, killing at least 15 people. Water-related damages were widespread and extensive, and winds downed many power lines, which resulted in communication disruption abroad. Hundreds of roads were closed in India due to the cyclone. On September 24, the JTWC noted a cyclone that was producing tropical storm force winds located over the east-central Bay of Bengal, 211 nanomiles, as it developed a cyclonic vortex at 6 o'clock Coordinated Universal Time. The IMD upgraded it to a cyclonic storm, as its convection had become better organized, with a defined central dense overcast, naming the system named Gulab. As it continued westward, the outer rainbands of Cyclone Gulab reached the coastal regions of northern Andhra Pradesh and southern Odisha, which indicated that it had started making landfall at about 1800 IST north of Kalingapatnam, at 2100 Coordinated Universal Time, when it weakened into a well-marked low-pressure area over West Vidarbha. As Cyclone Gulab weakened to a well-marked low-pressure area over western Vidarbha and its surrounding areas, the India Meteorological Department noted that its remnants may cross the Arabian Sea and regenerate into a tropical cyclone. On September 29 at 17:30 Coordinated Universal Time on the disturbance at 17:30 Coordinated Universal Time. While over the Gulf of Khambhat, the IMD upgraded the system to a depression, with the agency designating the system as ARB-02. INSAT 3D satellite imagery at that time showed that the convection had increased near the storm's center. Later that day, at 1800 Coordinated Universal Time, the IMD further upgraded the storm to a deep depression, while it was moving away from Gujarat. However, the JTWC continued issuing advisories on the system, referring to it as Gulab, with the agency reissuing advisories 3 hours later, with the system bearing maximum sustained winds of 40 knots. At 2100 Coordinated Universal Time, the IMD further upgraded it to a severe cyclonic storm, as the clouds had become well organized moving with a defined curved pattern. At 3 o'clock Coordinated Universal Time, the JTWC downgraded it to a tropical storm. But 6 hours later, the JTWC re-upgraded it to a Category 1 tropical cyclone. Between 1900 Coordinated Universal Time and 2000 Coordinated Universal Time, it weakened to a cyclonic storm and 3 hours later it further weakened into a deep depression. Satellite imagery showed that the cloud mass had become disorganized. Due to Gulab, the National Disaster Response Force rescued the people inside. 148 millimeters. No fatalities were reported in the state. Gulab also caused severe damages in the districts of Srikakulam and Vizianagaram in Andhra Pradesh. It also caused disruption of communication and electricity due to traffic jams and trees downed. Vizianagaram was flooded with waterlogging due to a bad subterranean drainage system, with hundreds of trees and signs falling elsewhere. Heavy precipitation in Vizag led to regional floods and rainwater winds that led to various trees and saplings being uprooted. The Vishakhapatnam airport was also flooded by heavy rainfall. The downpour in the city became the second wettest in modern records, which stood to 282 millimeters. Only took place behind Cyclone Pyar of 2005. 2 fishermen in the state were killed while one was reported missing. Due to Gulab, the Godavari River's water level increased to the first mark on September 30 at 43.90 feet. An individual with a bullock cart drowned into the Munneru stream on Kothagudam on September 29. Following heavy rains, as the system moved over the Indian state of Gujarat as the remnants of Gulab, heavy rains fell over the